Palesa Moeti, who has been following the story. Palesa, thank you so much for joining us. To your knowledge, what other operations do the Hawks say they are yet to be undertaken regarding this particular case?
Well, we are almost certain that tomorrow the Hawks will be in Vrede. That's where they will be taking down statements of the so-called would-be beneficiaries of the Vrede dairy farm. We also know that already earlier this week, when the FAU was there, or rather the search and seizure order of the High Court was executed there, already statements were taken from some of those would-be beneficiaries.
Now, with the statements having been taken, what is then the way forward? What does it mean in terms of, there have been earlier reports that the community or farmers who have been affected by the alleged corruption have come out and basically said they know nothing. There was a certain period where a lot of action was taking place and thereafter it just went silent. What happens after they take their statements?
Well, we know that it's part of an ongoing investigation. The Hawks did indicate that their investigation is at a very advanced stage. So they say that very soon they would be able to hand over their evidence and everything that they have uncovered to the NPA for a decision on who to prosecute. But they are quite confident that they've got a watertight case.
What is the reaction like from the community members who are affected by this case?
Well, obviously, they had high hopes that their lives would change for the better. I mean, they told us that they had their IDs taken, they were registered. Initially, in fact, what happened was that there was a call out to those that would be interested, and obviously people said, I'm interested, and there was registration, and they believe that their names were used to actually acquire this farm for obviously alternative motives. You know, they say that this was just a front, that process of calling them out at the hall and having them submit their IDs and put their names forward, knowing, under the impression rather that it's new opportunities that are opening up for them. They are very disappointed, obviously, but there's a lot of hope right now with the asset forfeiture unit taking action as well as the Hawks. There was definitely quite a bit of hope that perhaps they will eventually get what is due to them. But also you must look at the other side, because the Vrede dairy farm is actually operational. There's about 45 people that are employed there. And for them, it's a period of uncertainty. While obviously at this stage, the farm is still operating normally. When the asset forfeiture unit was there on Tuesday, they indicated that they would not want to disturb the operations at this stage. They said it wouldn't make economic sense. But obviously, it's not going to be like that in the long run. There might be changes to that, but quite a lot of uncertainty for those that are working there currently, a bit of hope for those that were supposed to be beneficiaries.
Now, Palesa, what's been the reaction from political leaders or political figures in the Free State with regards to the raid by the Hawks at the Premier's office and at the Department of Agriculture?
Well, we've already had a chance to speak to the EFF, and they've definitely welcomed this decision. We also know that the DA must be quite excited about what is happening, because last year Musi Maimane actually went on a media tour to expose or expose to the media what is happening at the Vrede dairy farm. Obviously the DA had already done a lot of digging up on the matter, so they had quite a bit of information which they've also put forward on the happenings at the Vrede dairy farm, as well as how it was acquired.
Now,
so political parties are definitely quite excited, I must say, about what is happening.
Has there been any indication from the Hawks with regards to a possible raid on the residence of the Free State government officials who are implicated or, who are out there in terms of this particular case?
At this stage, we have not been able to establish that exact issue, whether there'll be raids at the personal residences of officials that are implicated in this. But, we cannot rule that out. Very specific individuals have been named as implicated in this whole matter. So it's something worth looking out for within the next couple of days.
Palesa, has there been any indication with regards to time frames from the Hawks as to how long this process will take with regards to taking down of the statements from community members and, the process of the finality where there may be criminal case against particular officials? Has there been any indication from the Hawks on your side?
Well, in terms of taking down statements, in fact, the Hawks indicated to us this afternoon that they would prefer that it's a private process. Obviously it's expected that normally when witness statements are taken, that is not something that would be open to the media or to the public. So they're very cagey about that, I must say. Also, we're not sure exactly how many of these beneficiaries or would-be beneficiaries will be giving down statements to the Hawks. But also in terms of time frames of the finalization of this matter, it's only the Hawks saying that it's at a very advanced stage, but they would not want to commit themselves to very specific time frames.
Palesa, thank you so much for joining us. We'll have to leave it there for now. That was SABC reporter Palesa Moeti joining us from Bloemfontein.